Okay, here we go. Father of Ice, Daughter of Fire, Game of Thrones discussion, going chapter by chapter. We are currently in chapter 35, 36, and 37, which is Eddard IX, Daenerys IV, Bran V. All right, Eddard IX. This has been like the central point of what we're doing. Now, obviously, Ned has a lot of stuff going on and big events actually in the chapter that you're about to talk about. Excuse me. But the overarching theme has been this this investigation. Ned is on this investigation, and I'm loving your investigation alongside of Ned. I think that you're doing really well. I know that you're frustrated that you haven't figured it out yet. And just for complete transparency with the listeners, I did give you a hint. I said, what do the bastards have in common? That was the hint. And this chapter, I know that you're really anxious to hear about the book. I think the bastards are equally as important. Important as the books. So with that being said, again, more than just his investigation is happening. But all right, let's jump into it.
Right. Well, okay. So the beginning, well, like before this chapter, we left off with like Ned like going to the brothel with Littlefinger, and so I was thinking like this one was gonna be like they were gonna be like at the brothel or whatever. Literally, it starts with them leaving, and like Ned's like, "Yeah, let's get out of here." I was like, "What? Like, you thought that?" Like, I was thinking it was gonna be something like more important, but it wasn't. It was like nothing. But anyway, so he's leaving. Nothing like, I don't know. They didn't like talk too much about like anything important, to be honest. He like recalled like one conversation he had with his sister about Robert, and because he talked about one of Robert's like bastards, and it was like a daughter, and his like the daughter's mom was like, "Oh yeah, it looks like a lot like Robert. You know, she has his nose and his hair." Okay, why is this important? That's like I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's so important.
Why? Like, okay, they all look like him. Like, what's important about that? I don't get it.
Sammy, okay. You know how before I said you were 75% the way there?
Yeah.
You're like 95% the way there.
That can't be real. That
you
can't
are
be real.
So close. You know
what's so important about their looks? I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
Okay, remember how previously I said I have a question, and if I ask you this question, you'll instantly get it.
What if I don't instantly get it, though?
Well, like, first of all, you're not, because you already got it. The question that I was going to ask you is, what do they look like?
They look like Robert. Like, I don't understand. They look like Robert. They all have like his dark. Huh?
Who looks like Robert? You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it here in a matter of like in a matter of about 5 minutes. I promise you, you're about to get this.
The bastards look like Robert. Like that's
okay. I want to be careful because I don't want to tell you too much. I want to just inch you along and allow you to discover this. But you're so close. I have a feeling you're gonna get this here in a couple seconds, maybe a couple minutes. All right. The bastards look like Robert. Why do his bastards look like him?
The seed is strong, bro. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Like
no, that's great. That's the we talked about the three pieces: the book, the bastards, the last words of Jon Arryn, the seed is strong. I'll go ahead and tell you when we get into the book, when they go down the Baratheons, black hair.
Wait, okay. Joffrey doesn't have black hair, does he? Wait. Wait. He's not his son, is he?
Hey!
No way. Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes so much sense. I get it now. I'm lost.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Right. Joffrey is not the true heir to the king. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
who's Joffrey's dad?
Is it Jamie?
Yeah.
Ugh. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now, what does Tommen look like?
Oh, I don't remember.
Blonde hair. What does Marcella look like?
I'm assuming it's not black
Blonde
hair.
hair. Blonde hair.
Ew, what the hell? Yo, that's so
Right.
gross. That's
So
crazy.
Robert literally does not have a single like heir to the throne because it can't really be the bastards unless he legitimized them. But here's the other thing: Robert doesn't even know. He hasn't even put the pieces together. I don't know if you remember a previous conversation that we had where Robert's talking to Ned and he's like, I don't even know how I can make a son like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. He
Yeah,
literally did
he
it.
did it.
That's crazy.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, finally, bro. Like that took forever. Okay.
Hey, you
That
figured
makes
it out
sense.
before Net, though. That's great. And again,
That's true.
most readers are just going along for the ride. They're not set back and studying it. It's only on the second read and third read that they really see all the pieces of the puzzle and stuff like that. So, Joffrey is not the heir to the throne.
That's crazy. Okay, so that makes sense because that's why they were well. Okay, but like a bastard like can't be an heir to the throne anyway. So I don't know why they would like. Why did John Aaron like care about the bastard?
Well, he was doing the same investigation Robert was, or that Ned was doing. He was looking at all these bastards. He's reading the book. He's putting together the exact same pieces that Ned was doing. And then, from your perspective, he discovered the truth and got killed. That's the thing. And then who was the other person that was going along with him?
Was it Stannis?
Stannis, who's now MIA. So they killed John Aaron and Stannis got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
So Stannis knows the truth. John Aaron died. Now Ned is right on the verge of learning the truth.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That's really good though. Damn. All right. Wow.
Yeah. Once you said that, once you got they all look like him. They all have black hair. I was like 95%. Like you're gonna get this here very, very soon.
Yeah, I'm glad I remembered that. Like Joffrey does not look like him at all.
Right.
I think because I don't remember when they like described what Joffrey looked like, but like I knew it wasn't like black hair because like then that would have been like more like prominent. Like, oh yeah, Joffrey has like this pitch black hair or whatever.
Right. And then they've also given us other hints. Remember when Joffrey was in Winterfell and he's like sword fighting with Robb or they're about to or whatever, and Jon and Arya are looking on and they notice that he has the Lannister sigil like next to the Baratheon sigil, and they're like, why does he put his mom's sigil equal with his dad's? It should just be the Baratheon, because truthfully he's not even a Baratheon. That's why and he doesn't know this either. Truthfully the only people that really know are Jaime and Cersei, although I'm sure I would guess Tywin might,
Tywin like their dad or Tyrion?
Both. I said Tywin like their dad, but my guess is that Tyrion is probably smart enough to have noticed. I forget if he ever mentions if he knows it I think later on it's just assumed that he knows or something, but yeah. All right. You solved the mystery.
Finally, bro. That took so long.
No, that's great.
Okay.
All
cool.
Right.
Well, yeah, so he was thinking about that conversation. Glad he thought about that because like now I'm logged. Now I know. Now I know. Oh, and then he mentioned like some promises that he made to Lyanna.
Ooh, okay. All right. Yes. Tell me all about them. This is big too.
Well, I don't like. He doesn't tell me what they are. He just says like, yeah, like I made some promises to her, like when she was dying. Yeah.
Okay. No. So that really, really hold on to that memory. Ned made promises to Lyanna while she's dying. Did they ever? What do you know about her death? Probably not much, right?
I don't think I know.
Okay.
I don't think I know about her or like his brother.
Right. The brother and dad died when they went south, and then their deaths were kind of the catalyst to starting the war. Although they went south because we did learn from King Robert, he said that Lyanna was kidnapped and raped.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so Ned's brother and dad go south to get her. They get killed. The war explodes.
Okay.
But obviously Ned sees her as she's dying. He makes promises to her. Very important.
Okay. Hold on. I'm grabbing my.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna mention one other thing about it's a really passing comment, but a lot of people, when they try to uncover these mysteries, they point back to it. And I told you what's the biggest fan theory in all of the Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh crap, bro! I don't know. I don't remember. There's so many. There's
No,
so many.
I said that there's one, and we haven't even really talked about it, but I said it's the biggest one. It's who is Jon Snow's mom.
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay. So that's the biggest one. A lot of people will point back to this thought that Ned has when he says that he hasn't thought about Rhaegar in years.
Yes, I remember this. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm not going to say too much more of that, but the way that the fan theories divide on it will point back to this as a significant moment. I'll tell you that I'll tell you, like maybe 90% of the fan theories think Jon Snow's mom is one. I think that it might be true. I just hope it's not. I'm in the minority. I actually want it to be something else. And people that hold my beliefs point to this one and say he hasn't thought about Rhaegar in years. Anyway, leave that for what it's worth.
Well, I remember remember when I told you like I got like a spoiler and like of Jon Snow's mom, and like people think that like he's like a descendant of like the Targaryens or whatever.
Right.
Or was it? Yeah. So is that like the 90%? Or is that not like involved at all?
No, that is. And for the listeners, so Samara had just scrolling, and she got like Jon Snow is a Targaryen type thing. And I let her know that was from the show, not the book, that the books haven't revealed it yet. But that is part of the, who people guess that it is. Yeah.
Okay. I see. Well, anyway. So he's leaving this. Oh, and then I mentioned that he was talking about Robert's bastards. And so I don't know where they're walking to. I think they're heading back to King's Landing. And then the Lannisters pull up with, Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Jaime's like all upset because, Tyrion is being like held captive by Cat. And then he's like, Tyrion's like, or not Tyrion, Jaime's like, we're going to fight now. And then Littlefinger's with him. And they let Littlefinger go because like Littlefinger says that he's gonna bring some people back, but I forgot.
The city
like, who
guard,
yeah,
whatever.
And then, so then, I forgot. Oh, so Ned's like you can kill me, but then like it's gonna like start all these problems. And then Jaime's like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah, if you kill me, we're gonna kill Tyrion.
Yeah. And Jaime's like, you know what, you're right. Like, I don't want to risk that, but I can't just like let you leave. So he's like, kill his men. Oh my gosh, are you serious? That's so sad. And like Jory's with them, Drake Cassell, and then this other guy that I don't really like. I didn't know.
Yeah,
it's like
Will, and there was one other one.
Yeah, it starts with an H. It's like Howard or something.
Oh yeah. Two very minor characters, and they're dead, so
yeah. But Jory, bro, and like at first I was like, maybe he'll survive, but then they're fighting, blah 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 blah. Ned gets like knocked off his horse and like crushed by his horse, and his leg, he can like see his like shin like sticking out of his calf or something.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Like that sucks. And then, Jory gets like taken over, and then Ned blacks out for some time, and then he crawls like to Jory, and he's like holding his lifeless body as like the whatever people like pull up or whatever. Yes. And the other thing is, there's like people watching this happen. Like I don't know where they are, but there's like rows of like, I don't know, establishments. And he can see like people like looking like outside and looking at them. And he's like, no one like came to help or anything. Like they see freaking Ned, like
on the other hand, it's 20 armed people, and you're like a bartender. You're gonna like run out there and like kill Jaime Lannister and his 19 men.
Well, okay, but like by this time,
after he fell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right, yeah, I was like, like Jaime left, and like now they're watching. It's even mentioned that they like come out of their buildings and everything, and they're watching freaking Ned crawl to Jory's body, and like no one like helps or
Yeah.
anything. I'm like, guys, that's crazy work. But yeah, and then he like on the way, I think they're going back to King's Landing. On the way there, he like blacks out, wakes up and passes out a bunch of times. And then I think his last thought is someone giving him like some like medicine. And that was
so I
it.
think they take him up to the Hand's Tower, I think, the Hand of the King's Tower, and then Pycelle, who's the Maester. He's a really old guy that's on the Inner Council, so he's the Maester, so he's now giving him medicine to take care of him.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah, no, obviously the conclusion of the investigation, at least for you, Ned is still has a couple more pieces to go, and then the big standoff with Jaime and the injury. It's a pivotal point for sure.
Bro, I'm so sad that Jory's dead. Like, yeah, I don't like remember like much about him to be honest, but like I like he did no wrong.
And at this point, it's one of the bigger characters to have died.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was really sad. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, all right. No, I think that's a great way to end that chapter. I'm so happy that you solved the mystery.
Me too.
Cool. All right, on to Daenerys, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last we've seen with her, she's pregnant. The last chapter spanned a large period of time. She was really struggling being on her horse with the sores, but then she started healing and kind of getting calluses, and she's starting to get stronger. And then she had the big standoff with Viserys, where she made him walk, and he's kind of being mocked and ridiculed there. So, what's the latest with Daenerys?
Honestly, like not much happened until like the end, but they're traveling to. I don't know what it's called. Like one place was mentioned as like the mother or something. But they're traveling to that one place where they have to
face Dolores or face Dothraki, I think.
Maybe. I think actually face Dothraki sounds
Yeah.
I
think it's like their capital city. The Dothraki,
Yeah, but it's like it's not even like a city because they don't have like many buildings or like walls or anything. And also they have like these really big doors, but like no walls or anything. She was like, yeah, there's like a big gate, but then there's no wall. So what's the point in the gate? But yes, so they're traveling here. Viserys is on his horse again. And I was thinking like maybe he's gonna be like a little chill now that like I don't know, Dany. Doesn't he see that Dany has like some power to like make him do like whatever? And so I'm thinking like maybe he'll like be calm and like be better. He is an asshole. He's still an asshole. Like
is he back on his horse? I thought he was in a cart.
He was back on his horse, and then he also went. There was both. Like he was in a cart, but then he's on a horse now.
Okay.
But like in his mind, he thinks like the cart is like some like nice fancy thing, but it's actually for like women or like the crippled. Like it's okay. So they're traveling here. Bro, he's still like on about his army. He's like, when am I gonna get my army and blah blah blah. Like these guys stink and I don't want to eat horse meat anymore and blah 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 blah. He
has no self-awareness.
I know, and it's so annoying. Like he's so dumb. So anyway, he's on about that. He leaves to go look at some statue because there's like a bunch of statues that they're like walking past, and they're like to Dany, they're like a little scary. And then Mormont is talking to Dany. They talk about like if like the Dothraki could really like overpower like the Seven Kingdoms, and then Mormont also mentions that he like hates Ned, and he hates him because like he said that he took from him all that he loved, and then like that was pretty much it. And then he just moved on.
I preemptively gave you additional information on his story last episode.
Yeah,
I'll kind of recap it. Like he ended up, and he'll actually tell a more detailed story to Dany, which is like, I don't know if it's heartwarming, but he just kind of opens up about his past with more details. But essentially, he was doing wrong. He was selling slaves. Ned being the warden of the North, because Jorah's house is in the North, it falls under the command, more or less, of the Starks. So Ned was going to capture him essentially and either put him in prison or send him to the wall or something. So that's when he fled. So when he says Ned took everything from me, it's because he couldn't essentially live at home, have his lands, all that kind of stuff. He had to flee.
He's acting like Ned did like something like terrible, but Ned's just doing his job, bro.
Yeah.
And like you're the one that was selling slaves. Like, hello,
Right.
what the hell? Anyway, so he says that.
And how crazy is it now knowing that he's a double agent? Because he's like next to Dany. Yeah.
Dude, I know. Like when it was first mentioned, like when his name was first mentioned in this chapter, I underlined it because I was like, this man, like he's a double agent. Yeah. No, that's crazy. But it's like you can't even like tell. Like if I didn't like read that, it's like he's like normal.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Dany would have no idea.
Yeah. So anyway, they're still traveling. At one point, they stop at like some town. I think they like arrived there, and then like Drago has to like go like further to like I think it's called the Mother. I don't know if that's right, but I think it's called the Mother, and it's like somewhere where like girls
Mother
can't
of
go.
Mountains. So Vase Dothrak is under the Mother of Mountains. So I think that's just like the name of the region. Although, yeah, I don't know. Go ahead and continue.
Well, anyway, he like has to leave, and like so Dany gets to stay and like rest or whatever because again, like the girls can't go there, and like so he and his 3 blood riders get to go, and so then she's getting a bath. She has her like maid girls or whatever, and she's like getting a gift for her brother. She like planned this whole like really nice gift, got him some like nice clothes and everything, like a nice belt, blah blah blah. And so she got him like since he was saying like how much he hated like horse meat, she had one of her maids like buy like different food for him so that they can like eat together. Very considerate. And then so she gets one of her maids to bring him, and he comes in, and apparently like the maid said like, Dany is like ordering you to like come here, but it was like Dany meant like, oh, like would you like to join me? And so then he like comes in all mad and upset, like how dare you order the dragon and blah 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 blah. And then he's like, oh, that's not what I meant. Like I was just wondering if you wanted to join me for dinner. And then she leads him to the gift, and she's like, I got you this. And he's like, what the hell is this? And he's like, why would you give me this trash, basically? And then he's getting all mad. He grabs her by like the arm, and is like squeezing her tie and just saying mean things or whatever. And then she like grabs the belt that she got him and like smacks him in the face and basically puts him in his place. And then that's when he leaves, and he was like, I'll remember this when I'm king. And okay.
There was one line that I thought was kind of funny where she gives him essentially Dothraki clothes because she wants the Dothraki to respect him a little bit more because he looks like a fool in his like Westerosi clothes, but he sees it, like I'm not trying to become the Dothraki, and he's like, what are you gonna braid my hair next? And she's like, no, you're not allowed to braid your hair. You haven't won any battles.
Dude, yeah, he like gets all mad, but he like won't smack her or whatever because like his maid or her maids are like there. But yeah. Anyway, that's how it ended though. But I'm glad she like put him in his place because again, why is he acting like that? Like a nice gesture, and like all you have to say is like you don't want it. Okay.
All right. Now I feel the tension between them is increasing because at first it was when he grabbed her, the blood rider, like grabbed him by the throat with the whip or something like that. Now she's the one physically attacking him. Like the tension between those two is escalating, and at some point it's got to break.
Yeah. Yep. But like her baby was like barely mentioned. It was mentioned at the end because then she gets one of the dragon eggs and she like lays within, like cradles it, and then she said she can like feel her. I don't know how she knows it's like a boy. Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she's just like assuming it's a boy. But she was like, yeah, I can like feel him like kick or whatever. And she's like, you are a dragon and whatever. But so she said,
I think that's true.
I mean, like, sure, I guess, like whatever you want to say. But I don't know how she knows it's a guy or a boy. Does she know? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, and those dragons are real. Those dragons are alive in there. I know it. I know.
Those painted stones.
That they're not even painted. They're just they're not even stones. Okay, they're dragon eggs.
Okay, petrified.
they're alive. But yeah, that was it.
All right. On to what's our last chapter?
Bran.
Oh yeah, this is a cool little chapter too. I feel memorable. It's a memorable chapter. I think that his previous chapter was a little bit, not a whole lot went on. Tyrion showed up, gave him the saddle. He has a little bit of issues with Robb. And then also him just kind of dealing with the fact that he's now crippled. This is the following chapter. He now has the saddle.
Yes, he has the saddle. I was so happy when I read it and he was like, yeah, I'm sitting on my saddle. Yes. Like I said, rainbows and sunshine, Dad. He has a saddle and he's going on a adventure. So yeah, they're riding out to, I don't know if they had any set place, but they're riding out him, Robb, Greyjoy, right? That's his name, right?
Theon.
Theon Greyjoy. And then a few knights, and there's one more guy, but I forgot his name.
I'm guessing are they with Hodor as well? The big stable boy.
No, I know who you're talking about. He was mentioned, but I don't know if he's there. It was Hodor and someone else, and it was what was it? Oh, Bran was I wanted to go with just Robb and me, but this guy and Hodor were nervous that I was gonna fall, and he wanted to make sure I was gonna be okay. It's someone else, and I know that there's someone else there because when something happened later on, he was the first one to be.
Maester Lewin is with him.
Yes, I think that's who it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph.
I've never I didn't know how
that is.
Okay, I was I didn't know how important that was, so I did not write it down. Yeah. So they're leaving. Someone says winter is coming. And they've been saying this for 20,000 chapters. When is it gonna come? Is it for real coming, guys?
I'll tell you that the next book that we're all waiting is called The Winds of Winter. So winter still has not come.
Are you serious? Are you joking?
No. Bro, winter is still coming. I mean, he started writing this in the early 90s. So, what are we on? 25, 35 years. Winter has been coming.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Why would they keep saying winter's coming if it's not coming for a bajillion years? Are you serious right now?
It is coming. The Winds of Winter, 2027. Mark it down.
No, literally. That's insane. I don't know how many years the books span on for though. Do you know?
Maybe 5, maybe somewhere around there. Maybe under
5 years winter has been coming. Are you serious? That's ridiculous. Anyway, okay. That's insane. Well, okay, so they're riding. Theon is a little behind. It's him and Robb. And Robb is a little wary, and Bran notices this, and so then Robb starts spilling his worries kind of, and he mentions that Jory is dead, and it's so sad because Bran is he's dead. Who would want to kill Jory? Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
And then he mentions that, or Robb mentions that he wants to call the banners. What does that mean exactly? Calling the people that are loyal to them or something?
Yeah, so the Starks are the wardens of the North. So all of these other houses that are not quite as elite, they are under, I wouldn't say they're under their control or under their power, but they're kind of under their leadership. So if the Warden of the North says, hey, we're going to war against the Lannisters, all these other houses will then activate their, not their military, but their knights or whoever could potentially fight to prepare to maybe travel, prepare to defend. So calling the banners is essentially just preparing the armies for conflict.
Okay, cool.
And this is what Ned wanted Kat to do, and she didn't. So at the very least, Robb is showing some good instincts. I don't know if he was told or if he just kind of knows hey, this would be a really good thing. We need to call the banners. But
yeah,
he's showing more wisdom than his mom.
No, I know. And yeah, he says that. And then I think, I don't know when this conversation happened, but I know Theon was, I don't even remember. Never mind. Wait, there was something else.
Somebody share Tyler, the Creator poster on the back.
Oh, shoot. Thanks. That's cool. Oh my god.
Well, real quick, Grammy was watching this and she's like, "Who's that actor in the background? I think he's like an old timey actor." Man, don't worry about it.
That's crazy. Crap. Okay, what was I thinking? Um,
Calling the banners, Rob.
yeah, yeah. And then like Brandon was like, oh, they also learned that Ned is like hurt, and like Rob was like, yeah, we don't like know when he's gonna wake up. And this is where like Theon like pulls up,
Wait,
and
say that last part one more time.
they don't know when Ned is gonna wake up.
Oh, okay, all right, gotcha.
And then like Theon is there, and I forgot like what the exact conversation was, but Rob, I think this is when Rob was saying like about the banners, and basically Bran was just like, make sure you talk to the council and everything before you make like decisions, because Bran is just like just nervous, I guess, about like a whole like war and everything. He was like, at first when I was younger, the thought of Rob going to war was like exciting, but like now I just like I don't want that to happen. And then they further go deeper into like, I think they're in the woods now, and Rob leaves because I think he needed to go like get the dogs back, because the dogs, some are in some are in, what's that other, something wind,
Grey Wind.
Okay. They are there, and so Rob leaves to like go get them, and then some like randos pull up.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, this is so scary. I was like, I felt so bad for Bran.
He was by himself for a minute, right?
Yeah, because like the Theon and them were like far behind. And so they like pull up, and Bran, like for being like young, I know he's not that young. He's like 8 now, but he's like fairly aware. He's like, when they pulled up, he was like, man, like I'm wearing like these like really nice clothes. Like suddenly like I'm like really aware that I'm wearing these nice clothes and blah, 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 blah. And so these guys pull up. I know 2 of them are from like is it called the Night's Watch? I always forget these names. Okay. But like they're not like a part of it anymore. I think they're like those guys that like would leave.
Deserters.
Yeah. And they're like, that's a nice like little pin you got there, like blah 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 blah. Can I have it? And then they are like, yeah, we also want your horse too. And Brendan's like, no.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. He's like, no, like I can't. And then they, realize like, oh, he's like, strapped up, like kind of weird. Like, and they're like, are you crippled? I'm like, they're so mean. And then that's when he's like, I'm Brandon Stark of Winterfell, something. And I was like, okay, you're tough. Yeah. And then one of them like cuts his leg. I think they're like trying to like cut off like the thing that's like strapping him on. And they like cut his leg, and he's like, yeah, like I don't like feel it or anything. And then I think this is when Rob pulls up, and also super tough. He like, pulls up, and he's carrying like some elk or something. And he's like, if you know what's best for you, you'll like drop your knife and like, I'll kill you swiftly, something like that. And then he, they're like talking, whatever. He's like, oh, you can't kill us. There's like 6 of us, 1 of you. And then he calls the wolves, which again, like I wish I could like see this, because like so tough, dude. And then they start fighting. The wolves are like kicking their ass. Oh my gosh.
They're still like kind of puppies, they're not full grown, big dire just yet.
Yeah. And at one point someone drags Bran off of the saddle and like holds, I think his name was Stib or something, but like holds like a knife to his neck, and gets Rob's attention, like, hey, like, back off, call the wolves, do something, or like I'm gonna kill your brother. And then he's like, he tries to get one of his like guys, or like girl, her name was like Osha or something, and he was like, kill the wolves, and she's like, I'm not getting close to those things again, are you serious? And so then he's like, he tells Rob, he's like, kill the wolves or I'm gonna kill your brother. And then at this point, Theon like shoots an arrow and kills that guy. Then they all come up, they're all gathering, they're like, check on Bran. And then Theon is like, dude, he's like so weird. I don't really know what to think of him, because he's like always like so like giddy about killing people. Like, I don't understand. Like, he shoots this arrow and he's like, there's honor in killing people. What? like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Um,
What
and
was
then
I thought I don't know if it's right here that Rob kind of confronts Theon on his action.
yeah, because then he's like, if what that was like kind of dumb with you. What if that guy was wearing like a chess player, or what if you missed, or what if you like hit his arm and then something basically like you
You
could have
could
done
hit
like a
Bran,
yeah yeah
yeah.
yeah. And then
Theon's
Theon's
just
like
so arrogant that none of those other possibilities even came to his mind.
yeah, and then that OSHA girl, she's like, spare my life, blah 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 blah, and then Theon's like, give her to the wolves, like. Again, what is wrong with this kid?
He's also the one that in the opening scene where Ned
Kick the head.
right, the head comes rolling to him and he kicks it and laughs as a joke. So yeah, he's a little bit
weird
of a psychopath.
Yeah. And then I think it was Maester Lewin that was like, we can question her. And so now the ending was like they're gonna like bring her back to Winterfell, question her. Yeah, I think that was also someone, I think it was like the guys that they when they realized that Bran was like a Stark, they were thinking about giving him to who was it? It was like Mace Rider or something. They were like, "Oh yeah, we can bring him back to Mace Rider or Mance Raider." Raider. Okay.
Mance Raider. Yeah.
Mance Raider. Yeah. Which I didn't know how important that was, but
did they mentioned Mance Raider before? Or
yeah, they did. I don't know when, but it was mentioned. I feel like it was in like a cat chapter. I think he was like walking past Cat.
No.
Or who was that?
Ned said something about sooner or later I'm gonna have to go beyond the wall and deal with Mance Raider.
Mance Raider is like the other side.
Yeah, from the north side of the wildlands. So this group, even though there might have been some deserters from the Night's Watch, this group of people were wildlings from north of the wall. So they've traveled south of the wall and are coming through.
Yes. Okay, I remember. Yeah, because I think Theon was like called her like, yeah, that's a wildling. Because Rob was like, she's a woman. Like, why would you? I don't know, give her to the wolves? And he was like, that's a wildling, actually.
Yeah, as if that's subhuman or something.
I know. Wait, man, who was I thinking of that? Like past Cat? I don't remember. But I swear his name started with an M too.
I remember that conversation because I didn't know who it was. Like so and so walked right past him and didn't even recognize her. Okay. She looked so disheveled, and I was like, I don't even know who that is. So I still don't. I don't even remember who it is. So.
Me either, bro. Okay, well, glad he's not that important.
All right.
But yeah, that was it.
Cool. All right. I feel like some things are now starting to happen. We're crossing over to the second half of the book. A lot of the first half of the book is tons of introduction, tons of world building, and now some events are starting to take place. The Ned getting attacked by Jaime. That's a huge event. Ned is now physically hurt. Even though he hasn't discovered what you already discovered, he's right on the edge of that. So being revealed that Joffrey is not the heir to the king, that's a huge event. So I think over the next quarter of the book, we're going to have some pretty big events happen.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look forward to the next 3 chapters. All right. We have Tyrion. That's another one, Tyrion being captured and now essentially held as a hostage in the Eyrie. I kind of asked you at the last part of Kat's chapter, but I'll ask you again. What's going to be the next thing in Tyrion? He's kind of a captive, although she's given him an axe and he's kind of hanging out with the sellsword. But truthfully, he's a captive, and now he's at this place where he's supposed to face judgment. So what do you foresee happening with Tyrion? And how is Lysa going to react to now Tyrion being in her home?
I think she's going to try to get him out of there for sure. Okay. And I think Tyrion's going to just like continue to, I don't think he'll go out of his way to like talk to Kat, but I definitely think he's going to continue trying to convince Kat that he's like innocent, because he is. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I also think he's gonna have like a hard time there though, because obviously Lysa hates him and like hates the Lannisters and everything. So he probably won't have as good as a time as he probably first assumed. But yeah.
It's going to be worse than you think.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's going to be worse than you think.
Wait, that sucks.
And then after that, we jump right back to an Eddard chapter.
Oh, good. Because that means he's awake. So, all right, cool.
Oh, you know what? Thinking ahead, I think that this chapter is going to be him kind of like coming in and out of consciousness. And I think his mind is going to be, I think this is where he has his fever dreams, which you'll learn about here soon. If it is the fever dream chapter, that's another chapter where a lot of people go back to and they try to reread his fever dreams to really understand what's going on. So I would say this, if that is the chapter, be prepared to be confused. Be prepared to be like, oh, wait, what is this? Is this a memory? It's a foggy memory. You know, he's now awake. He's back asleep. So if it is that chapter, be prepared to be confused. And obviously we'll unbox some of it on the next one.
Okay.
Well, any other predictions aside from what I already just told you? You think you'll have a fever dream?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna have a fever dream or something, and I'm gonna be really confused. Yeah, no, to be honest, I have like no other predictions.
How about this? Outside of him essentially waking up, he just got attacked by Jaime. Jaime is part of the Kingsguard. Jaime is the brother-in-law to the king. Ned is also not the hand of the king. You know, like how is Robert? Let me ask you that. What's Robert going to react? He had the big argument with Ned. Jaime is one of his sworn protectors. Jaime is his wife's brother. Ned's his best friend, but they just had an argument. How's King Robert going to react?
I know. I'm hoping that like he's gonna be mad. To be honest, I mean, okay, like Robert's known him for so long. Like he has to be like at least a little bit mad. Like, yeah, you just like that's essentially his brother. To be honest, that's essentially his brother. So he's like, you just attacked my brother. I mean, yes, for a reason, but like it's not like Ned was the one that got Tyrion, bro. It was freaking Cat, not Ned.
It reminds me of the part where Joffrey, Sansa, Arya, Lady, the Wolf all had their conflict. What was King Robert's reaction then?
I mean, he kind of was turning a blind eye, to be honest, and he was just like, "Damn." Okay. It's a little different though because it's like that was Ned's kids, not Ned himself, you know. So like he might have like a little different reaction because. But I don't know if he's gonna act on it. Honestly, I don't think he's gonna act on it. He's just probably just gonna be like, "Well, Ned, damn, that sucks though."
Quit stealing brothers.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Yeah.
And then after that, Catelyn is the next chapter, and it's hard to separate her with Tyrion because they're together, and whatever Tyrion's future is going to be Catelyn's future. Any additional thoughts on Catelyn specifically?
She definitely needs to like, I don't know, reevaluate her plans because obviously Lysa is not like helpful whatsoever. So I think she's just gonna like I think she already came to that realization, but she's probably really gonna like set in like, man, like my sister is useless. I don't really know what she's gonna do from here though. So
okay. Yeah, I think the next Tyrion chapter will give you a lot more information to go off. I think that story is going to go a little bit in a different direction than what you're initially thinking. So when you get to that chapter, we'll have more to talk about for sure.
Okay.
Any final thoughts as we approach the third quarter of the book?
Nope. I'm glad I figured out that mystery thing now. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the relief of you not knowing it either.
Bro, dude, gosh, because it was just like every time like I read the chapter and I like didn't know, I was like, God, this is like, what's the point, guys? What's the point? Yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll see you guys next time.